YouTube voiceover script. Title: She made her own HOA, then tried to fine me $500 a day. Watch what I did. You ever wake up one day and realize your peaceful neighborhood has turned into a dictatorship with clipboards and glitter pens? That's what happened when a woman named Deborah Harper, self-proclaimed community visionary, decided to build her own HOA from scratch. It started harmless enough. Glossy flyers showed up on our porches with stock photo smiles and a big header. Welcome to the West Grove Enhancement Council. No mention of HOA. Of course, just a fun, optional initiative to beautify the block. Deborah went door to door, handing out granola bars that tasted like cardboard optimism and talking about how we could create a Pinterest-perfect street. At first, I chuckled. Then I saw her measuring my lawn the next morning, mumbling about aesthetic deviations. Within a week, the flyers returned, same design, but now stamped with bold red letters. Community guidelines non-compliance subject to penalty. Penalty? For what? Parking in my own driveway. Turns out, yes, Deborah had typed up a 14-page document of made-up rules banning lawn gnomes over 10 inches, requiring matching mailbox paint, and demanding holiday lights be removed within 48 hours of New Year's Day. Violations? $500 a day. No joke. She wore a laminated badge that said Interim Residential Standards Director and carried herself like she was elected by Congress. Most folks ignored it until Deborah slapped citations on porches, complete with gold foil stickers and something called the Harper Compliance Seal. She even uploaded surveillance photos to a Google Drive folder labeled West Grove Integrity Logs. That's when it stopped being quirky. I refused to play along. And in Deborah's world, that made me public enemy number one. She taped chronic non-compliant resident to my trash can and filed a lien against my property. I hadn't signed anything. That's when I dug deeper and found the real kicker. She used an old zoning loophole from a failed housing development blueprint to register her fake committee as a legal HOA. Suddenly, those $500 threats weren't just bluffs. Deborah was playing a long game, and it wasn't about keeping the grass trimmed. It was about power. So, I did what any sane homeowner would do: lawyered up. Carl Dempsey, a real estate attorney with a passion for burning fake HOAs to the ground, reviewed Deborah's so-called bylaws and laughed so hard he nearly choked on his coffee. "This isn't an HOA," he said, flipping through the pages. "It's a scrapbook of delusion." We drafted a cease and desist letter and passed out flyers titled, "The Truth About West Grove's Fake HOA." We included screenshots of her fake filings, her bogus website, and even a city clerk's response confirming no HOA existed on our block. The neighborhood flipped. Greg put his inflatable Santa back up in July. Carol brought out her 4-foot flamingo statues. Even old Mr. Grayson, who hadn't waved in 5 years, gave me a thumbs up. Deborah? She snapped. Started live streaming HOA announcements on Facebook. Set up a fake tip line using a British accent. Accused me of inciting decor anarchy. Then came the final straw: she forged HOA dues records to sabotage a neighbor's home sale. That's when we went nuclear. Carl and I brought everything to the city attorney. Fraudulent liens, fake documents, stolen signatures. She was done. And then the media showed up. A local journalist, Maya Torres, ran an expose, the queen of control, inside West Grove's phantom HOA. Turns out, Deborah had pulled similar stunts in 2 other states. Same playbook: fake committee, fake rules, fake fines. But this time, we had receipts. In court, she showed up with a binder full of clip art and a tiara. Swore she was preserving neighborhood unity. The judge didn't buy it. "You're not a civic leader." The judge said, "You're a fraud with a printer." Deborah got 9 months probation, a $15, $000 fine, 200 hours of community service, and a lifetime ban from participating in any HOA. The room clapped. Greg wore a t-shirt with a flamingo holding a gavel. It was glorious. But the real win? Our neighborhood came alive. People laughed more. Kids chalked dragons across the sidewalks. Greg started hosting Flamingo Fridays, where everyone decorates their lawn with the weirdest thing they can find. And we formed a real advisory council, transparent, elected, and no clipboards allowed. Deborah? She vanished. Her Etsy store, once filled with HOA-themed plaques, was seized. Her PayPal account, frozen. And when she tried to relaunch as a community wellness consultant, the city hit her with another fine for illegally modifying her mailbox back in the day. The irony? She now lives in a rental outside town HOA, wild grass, and a neighbor with a rusted El Camino on cinder blocks. Word is, she called code enforcement on her first week. They told her, "That's not our jurisdiction, ma'am." So yeah, she built an empire of fake rules and got buried under the real ones. Now every time I see a pink flamingo on someone's lawn, I smile. Not in rebellion, but in victory. Have you ever dealt with a fake HOA or a neighbor who tried to rule the block? Drop your story in the comments. We'd love to hear how you stood your ground.